Hi everybody, I'm Glen. This week we focus on the chum salmon, the lesser of the salmon species. But after this show, using fly, spinners, and some bottom bouncing techniques, you'll realize that he's just as much fun to catch as any of the other salmon. Hey, that's up next on Scott Brothers Fishing Adventures.
Scott Brothers Fishing Adventures is sponsored in part by Abu Garcia for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. Fenwick, feel the action. Gibbs, quality Canadian tackle since 1908. Shimano, technology you can feel. Storm Lures, take the big ones by storm. Home Hardware, we're making smiles. Osprey, waders and float tubes. Sage, the world's premium fly rod. Scientific Anglers, focused on function. Normark, the tradition continues. Sports Max, the fastest house on the ice. Blue Fox, fish smart. Rapella, the original Finnish minnow. Need Enterprises, your recreation specialists. Gamakatsu, the world's finest hooks.
It's that time of the season when fishermen line the banks for the annual Chum Run. The numbers of fish that stack up here is unbelievable. So, this is the perfect opportunity for young and old to undoubtedly get hooked up with some fast action fishing. Basically, no one gets skunked. Bottom bouncing and fly fishing are the preferred methods, but others have their own way. What I'm going to do to start off is I'm going to incorporate the use of some spinning blows, and I'm going to use the bottom bouncing technique, which is a technique used by BC steelheaders, and the regulations have changed now to single barbless hook. So I've made sure all my applications here are barbless. We're going to get out there and catch some fish. Well, that didn't take long. Well, there's our first chum there, and I guess we might have to fight this rain all day. But as you can see, the rain is not deterring any of the anglers, because I've got a whole list of people. I got Gary down there with a spay rod. People are quite a bit to the left of me. And I've got a whole selection of people doing the same thing we are. Hey, I'll tell you folks, like I said, these are the nicknamed the dog salmon. They're not a really preferred fish. They're good for smoking, but not a lot of anglers purposely go after them, but they are really sporting. There he is. What a nice fish. Really nice fish. That hook should come out of there. You got to kind of position the head in the right angle to get that hook out of there. You have to find it first. There we go. Oh yeah, right. Oh, right there. There he is. Woo! Boy, he's got lots of steam. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Woo! There. Get a hold of that line, boy. You pretty well got it beat. Here's a good look at him. Nice one. You can see how the head is all damaged up from beating on the rocks and the spawning attitude. But again, he's a nice fish. Nice hook. There he is. Right on. And away he goes. And we're just starting to bang into him now. Wow, look at that fish. Woohoo! Right on. And that's what you like to see. Whoa, uh-oh, here's a problem. Now I got a problem. Bit of a rat's nest going on here. Gotta back up. Don't know why that happened. Look what happened. But he's still on there regardless. Perfect. Should have buzzed right off. Right on. You know, it's almost impossible watching the lines of different fishermen and actually not seeing someone landing a fish. The Chum Run is so prolific that double and triple headers are very common. Boy, he's got a lot, this fish, eh? It's a good hook. They have spurts, eh? They go in spurts. They get more powerful, and then they loosen up. I thought he was all done there, but no. Not at all. I'd like to have a look at him. He's a nice fish. Here he comes. Using the old spinning glow, eh? Nice big nose. Look at that face, eh? That was a good looking buck. You can have a look at his teeth. Look at those teeth, eh? Careful. Get tail in there, Gary. Yeah, I'll see if I can. He doesn't want to. I've got a glove on me here too, but it's inside my... Okay, here he comes around again. Turn. Nice color. Not bad, eh? Oh, he's got one on here too, eh? Double header right here. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna swing him right in there. He's got a bit of weight for this fish. He's got some weight for that fish. I'll bet you that'll be 10 for sure, 12. There. See these teeth? Big spawning trait for some of these big bucks. And that's a telltale sign of a chum salmon. They have the nice bar markings, as you can see the red bars. And the big teeth, the hook jaw like an alligator jaw. Common trait. Nice fish, Gare. Oh, he wants to go. Hey, we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors. As fast and furious as these fish are, fly fishing still rules this time. What are you exactly using here for a selection to go for these chum?
Well, basically I'm going with the various colors, green, pink, red, but I've had one on this color here with the green, and it really shows up in the water.
Right.
It's super.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah, well, magnitude of colors.
Here's
different.
a fly that I used the other day, actually was working quite well. And you tied these yourself.
Oh yeah, I've tied every one of these myself. There's lots of different flies here that I've been using. That's a Chinook fly.
Oh yeah, that's a very big fly too, very big. A big hook too, of course.
Well, the big hook was the gap.
Right, to get around that big thick meat, I guess, on the mouth there.
Well, they got such heavy cartilage in their mouth.
Right.
And you have to get around it to get a good setup. And if you don't, with these smaller ones,
damage the fish, and you're not going to get a good hookup.
Oh, most of the time you lose them.
Right. So what I see, there's a few here with the beads. I guess that's a little bit of weight.
Weight and looks, and different variations of tying them on. This one here I tied under to help establish the way the fly will swim.
The way it will run in the water, right?
Right.
guess, of course, that determines exactly how it's going to hook up with the fish, too, eh? Some hooks you turn them upside down, so they're hooked like this. Some you turn down, so from the top side.
Correct. And there's, I have different variations. I've got, well, here I've tied in variations of colors and different materials. This here is the bunny leech.
Right.
It looks a lot different in the water than it does when it's dry.
Oh yeah, I'll bet, eh?
I mean,
It
the look,
moves,
it
it
moves, it's just like it's got fins on it. This here with the crystal chenille on, of course. I've got also a variation of a little pink
That's
involved.
the little pink and the chartreuse as well, eh?
Correct. Here I've palmered some through with a marabou tail
Right.
to give it a little bit of action. This here is, of course, is palmered through with the various green. This here is, I believe, well, it really shows up in the light.
Oh yeah. Well, so far you're beginning your hookups on that green fly.
Correct, and I think that's because of the overcast sky and it's a little brighter.
Right. Well, Glen, pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, I've had some hookups, but I see you're bottom bouncing, and what have you been using to work
Well,
out?
just take this rod. Well, I've got a pocket full of goodies here, but as you see, I really haven't had a chance to use much of them today. Basically, what I've got is our spin and glows.
Yes.
There's a couple of smaller ones, which is the ones that I've been using. I've been using the smaller one today because yesterday actually I got lucky on the bigger size, which in this river you know that the smaller stuff works better.
Correct.
The chartreuse one, the larger ones that we were using for the Chinook a little while ago in other rivers, that works well too. The small green, the lime green one there with, again, the hoochie combinations work well. So, you get a variation. I've got the peach, which is my favorite color. I haven't actually got to use it yet today.
I wonder where you got that from.
Yeah. I haven't even used that today. There's your tiger right there. And we haven't used it either, eh?
No.
But, fishing for the chum, we've noticed that the red is what is working as far as bottom bouncing is concerned. So I haven't really had any reason to change up. It's been working well. Well, buddy,
Yes.
the rain is persistent.
I had a change. I was getting a little cool.
Yeah, well, regardless, this is what fishing's all about. Sometimes you gotta brave the elements.
Yeah.
Let's get right back out there and punch in some more of those chum. During this time, you never know what you might catch. A little stronger fish this time. Oh, look at the size of that fish. Holy smokes, a nice fish, too. Really nice fish. Almost looks like a Chinook. It is. No. It is. Oh, Chum, is it? No way. Oh, that's a big Chinook. How about that, eh? You better help me out, buddy. Wow. Look at that, eh? Nice Chinook. We just talked about it yesterday, about the Chinooks are still in, but they're latecomers. Oh. And there's a nice buck. Oh, yeah, he's a tail on that thing. That's a nice one. Oh. There's a lot of big head. Okay, but not. Oh, he's the big. He's got the other buck. That's nice. A little dark on there. Rod down right here. Well, this is a lot different. Boy, that's a big fish, man. That is a big fish. Oh, wow. Look at that. A little dark. He's a little dark, but hey, not so bad, eh?
Oh, good looking fish, though.
Take the hook out, buddy. Fall right out of there.
There it is.
Wow. Well, folks, when you're chum fishing, you never know what you're going to get. Late Chinook arrivers, eh, Gare? Hey,
Wow, that's an awesome fish, too.
unreal. He's a beauty. We'll let him go because he's got some work to, that guy. Passing on those genetics, and that's what we like to see. Hey, I'm surprised, Gary.
Okay, like they say, you never know.
Yeah, nice fish.
A little dark on the bottom, but still
Yeah.
a lot of good spunk.
Beautiful. I thought, well, the last day or so we've been hooking the chum, and I thought, well, it's probably hooked on the fin, like on the dorsal, like always.
Yeah. Well, that's when you get so much weight there.
Oh,
you can't.
yeah. One last look. But that's pushing 40, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pretty nice fish.
But of course, we hate to say.
Yeah, hate to say, eh? There he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Woo-hoo. Unreal. Hey, hold on, because coming up, Gary gets a workout with the spay rod, and well, I might have a little too much work cut out for me up next on Scud Brothers Fishing Adventures. Well, we step into the fly fishing aspect of chum fishing, and it doesn't take us long to realize that this is a little bit tougher than bottom bouncing.
The upper part of the cartilage there. Let's have a look at that fish. Nice, a nice buck and a very healthy fish too, eh? A young one. Good coloration. Ready to go. Wait, he went. Hey, nice look up, buddy. B-rod. That's a lot of action. Okay, well, I'll find my rod floating downstream here and pull Gary back at her.
A lot of spunk. Good fishing though. Well, that's fishing. You never know what you're going to catch. When it's a little bit darker, still got to activity. Look at it in the boat. Still agitated from whatever's around.
Down the back. Nice chum. A beautiful doe, eh? Look at her. Nice, eh? Beautiful fish. Can't get him any pressure than that. Ooh, good head shake too. Yeah, a little darker male. Well, I can see it. Oh, nice. Okay. There it is.
Still lots of spunk left to this
Let's
fella.
take the hook out of there. Look at those teeth. Like I was saying, you gotta really watch those teeth. Oh, just on the corner of his mouth. Here.
Look at that. You see how tough they are?
Yeah. Have a good look at those teeth,
Oh.
folks. And that's the big spawning traits in some of these chums. The big vertical bars, those big hook jaw, eh?
Yeah. Oh.
Taking a lot of fishermen's tackle. Well, he's got a job, just let him go.
Yep. Back to do his purpose.
Yep. There he goes. Whew. That's a good hookup. Back way up here. You're close to the rock. Have to get a handle on it. Got some more. He's still got more. On a light rod, eh? Unreal. Nice buck. Come around here. Oh, we see some nice silver fish. And this time. Come on there, big boy. awful big fish for light tackle. Alrighty. Whew. Look at that. Nice chum, eh? Right in there. You always see me twist up. Yeah, roll. And, oh, nice chum. Whew. On light tackle again. Yeah. Beautiful fish. Yeah, he's still got quite a bit of time left, that fish. No way. Right on. Well, great back after this. Unreal. Chum fishing. Fishing is one of the most enjoyable pastimes to date. To ensure quality fishing for the future, it's the responsibility of all fishermen to adopt fresh ethics on catch and release. Here's some of the pinpoints.
Right, Glenn? Don't play a fish too long. Use single barbless hooks. Whenever possible, avoid nets or gaffs. Ensure your hands are wet if you handle a fish, and try to let the water support the majority of the fish's weight. Never touch the eyes or gills of a fish intended for release. Cut the hook, shank, or line on a fish when it's hooked deep or in vital areas. To revive fish, hold facing into current with slight back and forth motion, ensuring that the fish is strong enough to survive a release.
And those points should not be taken lightly, Gary. And that's why we say, fishermen, this is your playground. Let's respect it and keep it clean.
And we'll catch you next week with more Scud Brothers fishing adventures.
You got it.
Scud Brothers Fishing Adventures is sponsored in part by Abu Garcia for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. Fenwick, feel the action. Gibbs, quality Canadian tackle since 1908. Shimano, technology you can feel. Storm Lures, take the big ones by storm. Home Hardware, we're making smiles. Osprey, waders and float tubes. Sage, the world's premium fly rod. Scientific Anglers, focused on function. Normark, the tradition continues. Sports Max, the fastest house on the ice. Blue Fox, fish smart. Rapella, the original Finnish minnow. Need Enterprises, your recreation specialists. Gamakatsu, the world's finest hooks.
Fish is good here. I told you, chum, fishing was easy. Okay.